This is what sets Southwest apart. Big tip! How do I get on the plane? What seat is mine? The great cattle call. The anomaly. The weirdness. The why do they do this? 5 things you need to know about Southwest. Stuck in D group? Hang with me. I'm gonna show you how to get out of there. Number 1. Tip number 1 is all about luggage. Carry-on, check-in, let's get into the details. So carry-on, you get 1 personal item and 1 carry-on. Like a carry-on luggage standard size, large carry-on or small, but standard size. Check-in, oh my goodness, only with this airline. I think it's the last airline on the planet that gives you 2 free check-ins up to 50 pounds. Now if you go over 1 pound on that, they can charge you up to $75. So I've been there. So what we've done is we open up, we take stuff out. They even sell a bag for like $20. So one time we did that and used it as a personal item and stuffed all our stuff in it. But try to get a weigher. I'll put a link down below at home. We weigh ours now. We fly so much that we pretty get close. I mean, sometimes we hit exactly 50. It's pretty crazy. I've seen it over and over again, but you'll get in a rhythm. But 50 pounds, 2 free ones per person is crazy. So that is awesome. Also, stick with me to the tip on tech and I'll show you how to track your luggage. Just so you know, because I get this question a lot, if you have a layover, multiple layovers, you're flying from, let's say, Atlanta to Seattle, but you're stopping in Dallas or Houston or somewhere like that, don't worry about your checked luggage. It goes all the way through to your destination. And I'll get into more details on that about checking in another tip as well, how that works throughout. If you are looking for the best luggage to take, especially carry-on, you need to check out my away travel luggage videos. I've tried so many luggages. I get people sending me luggages because of my Zach's channel and Zach's travel channel. They want me to try it because we travel so much. And so I've traveled with all kinds of check-ins and carry-ons. And I just always we both come back to away travel. In fact, my entire family almost has away travel now. And I didn't get the check-in away because it's like $400 or $500. And I thought it's just a check-in luggage. So I started going to like TJ Maxx or somewhere like that and buying like $70. But they just kept breaking. One of them broke in Rome and we had to haul it with a broken wheel and I was just like done. And so I went and got it away and I was so glad I did. It's been over a year now, 2 years now. And I love it, love it, love it. And it doesn't really look that bad after being checked in a lot. I don't check in a lot of luggage because most of the times I'm flying with my carry-on, but anytime I go overseas or long trips, I always do a check-in and it just holds up really well. So I just wanted to tell you guys because I know some of you are always wondering, what's the best luggage? So I'll put those videos down below and you can ask me in the comments too if you have any questions. And I do get a $20 discount if you use my code. You get a $20 discount. All my links sometimes are affiliates, so I make a little tiny bit of money. I hope that doesn't bother you because it helps support this channel and the information we're putting out. But I always appreciate you using my links if you want to. And you can just click on them to read about it. You don't have to buy anything. Okay, tip number 2. This is a really good one. This is one I learned the very hard way over and over again. It's drink, snacks, and entertainment. Drink, snacks, and entertainment. Okay. Man, so many people think they bought a ticket to an airline, especially a good airline like Southwest, American, Delta, United, where you know you're going to get a drink and a snack, right? It's just standard practice. You get a free drink, a little cup of Coke or tea or water or coffee or something, and like a pretzel or peanuts or something, right? But have you ever thought about when there's turbulence or there's a delay and you're sitting on the tarmac, or maybe you climbed in and there's a tornado and so you're sitting there but they can't let you off, they can't let you do anything, you can't even get water from the flight attendants because they're in an emergency situation or they're not allowed to get up. I've been in all of these situations. So this is why I have this tip in all my travel videos. Once you get through TSA security, because TSA security will not let you take any liquids like water bottles and stuff You cannot take those through. You can take sealed snacks. You can bake cookies at home. You can bring chips and stuff, as long as they're small and go in your carry-on or your personal item. But you can't take water. So once you get through TSA security, I recommend you go to a store and get drinks and snacks. Get a bottle of water. If you get a Coke, if you prefer Coke, get both. I always get a water and like a Dr. Pepper, because you just never know, especially on a long flight, like 6 hours or something, or longer. And I always get something salty and something sweet, and sometimes I get a little gum, just because I just never know, because I have sat on a tarmac for 4 hours with no water, nothing to drink, no food, nothing. I've also been in the air after running through the airport, get on the plane, take off, and there's turbulence or something, and the captain comes over the air and says, can't get up, can't serve. And I'm sitting there dying of thirst, nothing to drink, no food. So my thought is, and I've been doing this for years now, when that cockpit closes and you're in that plane, how can I control what I can control? And one thing I can control is that I have my own drinks and my own snacks. It's not that much money. A lot of people bring like a Yeti bottle or a bottle from Walmart or something that's empty, and then they fill it with their water they bought to keep it cold, or there's water fountains in the airport you can use if you prefer that. But some way, based on your budget, to make sure you're in control and your family's in control of what's going on. So if you get stuck in a situation, you're not out of luck. Make sense? I don't drink alcohol, but if you do drink, you can buy alcohol in the stores after TSA, but you cannot consume them on the plane. You can only consume alcohol that you purchased from the airline on the plane you're on. So just take note of that. You have to keep them sealed. This is a federal law, and you will get in trouble if you do this. A lot of people ask me too, can I bring food on the plane? Yeah, you can go to Chick-fil-A. Sometimes there's like Chili's, or there's Moe's. I've seen there's Dunkin' Donuts. There's sometimes nicer places like Papa Do's or something like that. You can bring food on the plane. I just recommend that you remember etiquette here, and that you don't purchase something that stinks or smells really badly, because in that small tube, that smell can permeate around you and quickly the entire tube. I had somebody open up something. I found out they were like 10 rows ahead of me eventually, but I mean, we were all like, it was putrid. And so don't spray perfumes, don't use perfumed lotions and stuff. Be mindful of the people around you. But as long as you get something that's not smelly, yeah, take your meal on the plane, especially a long flight. You may want something better than what the airline serves, even if you're in first class in like another airline. But Southwest does allow you to do that, so that's a good thing to know. Another pro tip some of you mothers may want to know is with babies, you can bring breast milk through TSA security. It's the one liquid they do allow, but as soon as you reach TSA to check in and show your boarding pass and stuff, notify them right there that you have breast milk. And it is recommended that you freeze it. It travels better, it looks better in the security, it works better. That's just a pro tip. I'm not a mom, so I'm just telling you what I know from friends and stuff that have done this, because I get this question a lot actually, because I guess it's a really big thing, and you definitely need to better feed your child, and so this is something you can do. Okay, another big way to control yourself, control your experience when you're on the plane is entertainment, right? You want to be able to, especially on a flight longer than 2 hours or longer than an hour, you want to watch something, listen to something, kind of relax, chill out a little bit. So everything you want to do, I know, Southwest offers free TV, live streaming TV. They offer free iMessage. If you have an iPhone, you can text back and forth. No image or videos, but you can text back and forth for free. They also offer free like music and podcasts. But guess what? Sometimes I've been on their planes and their Wi-Fi's down. Their entertainment system's down. What do you do then? You're on a 4-hour flight, 3-hour flight, 6-hour flight with nothing to do, right? Unless you've listened to Zacchaeus and you have everything ready to go. Download everything before you leave. All your favorite apps like Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, or Max now. Whatever you use, download it. Now Hulu's a little touchy, and sometimes and Amazon's got like a limit, so you gotta just be careful of that. But download onto your phone or tablet, whatever you use, download your favorite shows, like a whole season, or your favorite podcast, or both, your music. You can do your music offline from Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Google Music. You can do all that. That way, when you have your phone or your tablet and something goes wrong, you know, the system's down, you still have stuff to do. You're not caught off guard. You have your Bose headphones, I recommend, the Quiet Comfort, and you're ready to go. You're like, and the fly flap, I don't know if you see that in the background, but check that out, the link below. You can set it up, set your phone up really easy, quick, and just watch your stuff, enjoy your stuff. No problems. You gotta be prepared, because things happen and you can't control them, but you can be ready for them. Tip number 3, this is something I promise you guys, tech. You need some tech when you fly, right? Things to make you more comfortable, make the flight experience better, easier, all that kind of stuff, make you feel more secure, right? So let's get into the tech. Okay, so I promised you in this tip, I would show you how to track your luggage. I use the AirTags from Apple. I used to use Tile. I used them for years, and I still have some Tiles and some of my stuff, but they've gotten really expensive and they just don't track as well as AirTags, because AirTags has a million gazillion iPhones out there and iPads and all kinds of things that can, the minute you lose something or activate that Find My whatever, it starts looking for it through all this network. And it's beautiful because when you're on the plane, you can just open up your Find app and you can see your checked luggage is on the plane with you. You know it's not gonna get lost. It's on the plane with you. When it arrives, when you're at the baggage claim, you can get pinged when it's near you, and then you'll know it's almost coming up, ready for you. I've used it all over the world. It's really beautiful. I'll put a link down below. You can get a 4-pack on Amazon. And I also buy little containers for my carry-on, like leather straps to put them on. But the checked luggage, I put them inside so no one can take them. Another thing you need is headphones, right? You need a good pair of headphones to listen to things, but also if you get sound quiet comforts like the AirPod Pros, the AirPod Pros Max, or the Bose Quiet Comforts, Sony, all of them have really good ones, but the Bose are my favorite because they're so comfortable. They don't make my ears hot, and they really do block out a lot of noise. The plane noise, people talking, babies crying, dogs, all kinds of things. So I always recommend these. I had a friend say to get these when I did my first international trip to Italy, and I was like, I cannot spend that kind of money. And he's like, promise me, buy them. You can return them if you don't like them. And these are still the ones from 2018. I've had them for 5 years. They still look brand new. They still sound brand new. The battery lasts forever. So that's why I just highly recommend them. I'm getting ready to try the AirPod Maxes. I've heard a lot of good things about them. So I'm going to be trying those on the next trip, going to Orlando. And so I'm going to be flying those on JSX. I'm going to have a video on that. But whatever you get, even if you just have regular AirPods or you have Google Pixels or whatever you like, just take some good headphones. Do not play your stuff out loud. It is so rude. Have plane etiquette. Care about the people around you. Care about yourself, that you are able to listen to your stuff without affecting other people. You don't want someone else sitting next to you playing some loud game or kiddie cartoon you don't want to hear or something like that. So just be mindful. The fly flap, I don't know why more people don't talk about this. I used to fly twice a week for a whole year, and I searched high and low because I got sick of like setting my phone down on the tray or like holding it. Your neck gets hurt. You're trying to like set it up, prop it up, and it keeps falling. The fly flap is this cheap, affordable, easy way to just get your phone to sit right in front of you, more at eye level, and then you can just enjoy watching whatever you're watching or doing. You know, sometimes I'm playing a game, or I'm most of the time watching a TV show or a movie or something just to kill time. I do listen to a lot of podcasts, audiobooks, and music. I love Audible, but for watching something, you definitely need this, like sitting across from you. Plus, it gets it out of your lap, out of your way. Like if you are eating something or you want to put the tray up or whatever, it's just awesome. So I'll put that link down below. It's not really tech, but it definitely goes in here in tech. Another thing that I highly recommend is taking a battery pack. I used to take my big away battery pack, which I still do on longer flights, like international flights or 6-hour flights, because you can charge your whole phone. I can charge anything I need. And I know a lot of planes have charging capabilities now, but I have been on a lot that don't, or it's out of order or something. So I always do this. I have a little one that connects right into my phone and will give me one solid charge. And so I use that a ton. We both do. And so I highly recommend that. I'll put that down below. And if you get a way travel carry-on, you can get it with a battery pack for free. They may be charging like $10 now or something, but it's awesome. It's built into your carry-on. So if you're walking around the airport, you can charge your phone, and then it pops out and you can carry it around. So I carry it on board with me, take it out as I put my carry-on up in the thing, and I have it with me in the pocket. So if I need to charge my phone or something, especially in flights over 2 hours long, where you might burn a lot of battery life, especially if you're like her, who I fly with a lot, that don't charge their phones, or they leave their phones on and burn their battery up, and then they get on the plane and it's almost dead. You just might need the charger with you. You don't want your phone to die on you while you're on the plane. It's just not good, right? Okay, the big tip number 4. This is what sets Southwest apart. This is probably what you've been waiting for watching this video. How do I get on the plane? What seat is mine? How does this work? I don't know. The great cattle call is what I call it. The anomaly, the weirdness, the why do they do this kind of thing. A lot of people love Southwest because their customer service, their clean planes, the way their prices are usually good, but they hate this. And I'm one of those people that a lot of times avoid Southwest because of this. So let's just get into this, okay? So once you book your flight, you have an option to do an early bird check-in. So what that means is 24 hours before your flight. So if your flight is on Thursday at 8 p.m., Wednesday at 8 p.m., that's 24 hours before the flight, you have to check in to get your boarding group and number. That's how they do it. You don't get to pick your seat ahead of time when you book. So whoever's first, and you know, as it goes down, it goes A, B, C, D, and sometimes E. If you're in C, D, or E, you're in middle seats, you're in bad seats, because the way it works is A, 1 through 15 get to go on first. And then they keep going. A, blah, blah, B, blah, blah. And they board you like that. Whoever gets on first gets to pick whatever seat they want, right? Whoever gets on second gets to pick what's left over. So as it goes, when you get near the end, you are left with what's left over, which is usually middle seat back. And you're also sometimes without overhead space for your carry-on, so you have to gate check it, which is, I don't love doing that. So I will tell you, I bought a business class ticket one time with them, Business Select. I was like A2. I got there an hour early, and I still was in the back middle because they boarded early and they don't care. This is the big deal with them. So the early bird will automatically check you in at 8 p.m. on Wednesday, for example. So you get a pretty decent seat. You're usually guaranteed A or B, and which is pretty decent. But if you do it yourself, you know, set a reminder with Siri, set a reminder with whoever you use. Make sure you have a reminder that's solid. This is how the boarding works. If your flight's at 8 p.m. on Thursday, on Wednesday at 8 p.m. you have to check in. Unless you got the early bird special, which automatically checks you in and gets you A or B. So set a reminder with Siri or whoever you use to get on there and check in. And a lot of people ask me this question, well, if I check in, what if I book 5 people? As long as you booked all 5 tickets for your family on the one time, like you selected everybody, you paid for it, boom, then the one check-in will check everybody in. all the way through to your destination. You don't have to check in again at your layover. I get that question a lot as well. It'll check you all the way through. And once you get checked in, it'll give you a letter, A, B, C, D, or E, and your number, 1, 2, through sometimes 40. When you get to the Southwest gate, which I recommend you get there 2 hours early, especially if you're checking luggage, and be at the gate like at least an hour early, unless you know it's going to be delayed or something, but you're taking a risk. This is the risky part of Southwest. Especially if you're in A and B, you want to be there early. And then when they call like A 1 through 40 or whatever, you'll get in line and you'll ask people like, are you A 20 or A 10? And they'll tell you their number and you'll go down the line till you find your number. Now it doesn't have to be perfect. Don't be one of those people that's like, well, I'm 21, so I have to be in front of you. If the person that says I'm 22 and you're 21, you can get behind them. It's not that big a deal. As long as you're not in 50 and you're 21, you want to be around your number. I've seen people try to skip the system, so they will stop you. I've seen people with like D20, let's say for example, get in with the A's, like A20 or in the B's, and they try to go through. The attendants there at the gate will be like, no, and I've seen them send people out. Like they honor the system pretty tightly. This is their thing. So this is the problem, or some people like it, so it depends on who you are, that you get to pick your own seat, and by doing so, you have to be on the plane earlier than later and they used to do veterans and people with kids before A, but they've stopped doing that because the people with kids and veterans would take all the good seats up front, and the people that paid a lot of money for the A's, A1 through 15s are usually business select or people that paid extra, would take, they deserve to get good seats too, right? So after A is when usually when they let the veterans and kids get on. Now if you're in D, I told you at the beginning of this video, in my bonus tip, I'm gonna tell you how to get back to A. Stay tuned, okay? Got a little hack for you. Okay, I've been teasing this the whole video. I know. Let's just get to the bonus. Let's do the bonus. I'm in D, I'm in C, I'm in E. How do I get the frick out of this, right? So you used to have to go to the gate, and you still can. You can go to the gate or the counter, and you can say, I want to upgrade to A, and you can pay usually about $30 per leg. Sometimes it's less, sometimes it's more, and they will bump you into A 1 through 15. Now, they just came out with this new feature this year. You can do it in the app. You can pay the extra fee to go to A, which is so nice. Me and her do this all the time when we fly Southwest, because it's basically like a first class upgrade, even though you're getting the same seat. But getting to be first on that plane guarantees you have two things: a really great seat, and a lot of times when we fly in Southwest, we're flying short flights and we want to get off the plane quickly, so we want to be up front and in an aisle seat where we can jump up, get our carry-on, move out. And it also, number two, gives you space above. It gives you carry-on space. So it's not out and you don't have to gate check it. Because we like to hang on to our luggage, because that way we can get it really quick, get off, and move along. That's why we don't check luggage a lot. So this being in A 1 through 15 ensures you get a good seat and carry-on space. It's worth it, especially if you fly a lot and you have the money, it's in your budget. I highly recommend it. It's not much more than early bird, but it is something you can do even if you didn't do it in the app. And you're at the counter, you're checking your luggage, you can try it. But now that they've added it to the app, it's less available at the gate and counter because people are using it, so it fills up, and once it's sold out, it's sold out. They don't just keep bumping people. They have spaces reserved. That's my bonus. That's my hack. I hope that helps you have an amazing flight on Southwest. Their flight attendants are awesome. Their customer service is awesome. Their flights are always normally clean and efficient. Their pilots are awesome. I've always gotten great service on Southwest. I've always gotten great service at their gates and on their phones and their emails, even through the disaster of that Christmas where we got stranded and we had to rent a car just to get home, and it took months to figure it all out. They still just overwhelmingly helped us out and made sure that we felt like we were compensated properly. It's even like months later, they were calling just to check on us. So I think they're redeeming themselves a little bit. That was a huge disaster and one that kept us from flying them for a little while. But they are a solid airline, and I hope they get all that fixed out, because that was a huge, huge problem. I know so many people that were in big trouble when that happened, and we were lucky to be close enough to drive home, but we lost 2 days with family, money, you know, time, just the pain of driving instead of flying, all that kind of things. We just got lucky that we travel a lot, so we ran right to the airport and rented a car, and we got like one of the last ones, and it was a lot. So I wanted to say that they have been always very respectful on the phone with me. They were always very apologetic, and they were always like willing to do above and beyond to make sure that we felt like we could fly them again and we were compensated for all the problems that we went through. If your flight does get canceled, I did a whole video on how to handle that, so be sure and check that out. It'll also help you be prepared if you do get stranded or delayed. So I just wanted to do one video on all of that, because I know a lot of people go through that, and it just helps you, because I've been through it so many times that it'll help you have some tips there for stuff like that. This is how you travel in style on Southwest and do it with confidence. You're about to travel like a pro. Ready? And remember, always find out how to travel in style with confidence without breaking the bank right here on Zach's Travel. I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.